you doing, guys? It's the next day. So I already took off the hood, but we're gonna put on the other hood. Hopefully it holds good. So it's been curing for like just about 24 hours now. We're gonna put the bumper support on, and then put the bumper on. And actually, before we put the bumper on, we're actually gonna put the hood, test for the headlights. And then remember how I said we gotta cut this out here? We're gonna cut those out on both sides, and then we're gonna put the bumper, everything else. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I'm all done for today. So the rat support is in place, with a little bit more tweaking left to do when we weld everything on. This bumper gave me a run for my money. It was like terrible. I mean, it's so stiff, it's fiberglass, so it's already molded. So I mean, I don't know how. I'm gonna have to look up how to kind of twist it and turn it, because I don't know if you guys can see, but the headlights, there's a gap. I mean, if I pull the bumper up, it'll kind of seal it. The hood is actually not all the way down because it all moves. So I mean, this is here, but as you can tell, the bumper here is kind of further out. It has no drill hole, so I'm gonna have to drill that out. Also in the front, I'm gonna have to drill that out, make it work there. But I mean, I like how it looks. I like how it looks a lot. It's it's everything that I wanted. It's super badass, if you ask me. I know a lot of people may not be a fan of the all the aero, but the wheels just set it off nicely. Car looks good like this. What's up guys? So things changed. The T-bar setup that I had in the bumper support, it was really janky. So what I did was, show you guys now, I picked up another radiator support. So it's actually in pretty good condition. So here it is. Basically it's just nothing spectacular. It's just another front end radiator support, but it's the actual whole core support. This guy, I bought this from, actually he had another car and he crashed it, and he bought a whole nother front end conversion. Only used a couple parts of it, and had this laying around, so I got it. I didn't pay much for it, so felt like it was worth it. We're gonna drill all these out. I may try the bit remover again, because last time I didn't have too much luck with it. I had a higher power drill, so maybe this time, I got my own set, maybe this time it'll work better because it's a lower torque. So I'm gonna try that, but I did buy other drill bits in case it doesn't work, which I don't know, it may not work. I may not have the patience to make it work, so I'm gonna drill holes in it. So yeah, let's get to it. spot welds, removed them all. It was super quick. Last time I did this with the other rat support, it took hours. But that was the easiest part. The hardest part is now, because now we have to separate it, you know. So you guys saw in one of the holes I was kind of like drilling out a little further out because some of them are stacked. Some of them, you know, you don't really get quite in the center, which I think for most of them I did get right in the center. So I do have a little bigger than 1/4 inch. I think 3/8 is way too big, so I'm gonna start going around them, taking off the ones I can, and the ones that give me a harder time, I might just get the bigger drill bit and just go with it that way. And hopefully, for right now, I think it's probably gonna be the rest of it for tonight. I'm gonna take this off, and tomorrow we'll remove the rest of the drill bits, the rest of the spot welds on the car itself, the rest of the remainder of the rat support. But let's get this off and let's see what we can do. Let's see how long it takes. Hey guys, so it's the next day, and we left off on the last video. I was just, you know, drilling out the holes, and I started kind of separating it, but it just took too long. It actually ended up working past the sunset, so I didn't record any more of that. But I did finish it like around, you know, it took me like another 2.5 hours after we stopped recording. So that's already done. But I have an hour to strip the whole front end again, so fenders, hood, lights. I got to take off the T-bracket and the other bumper support that I put in there, and remove. I got to drill out. I got to basically do the same thing I did on this rat support to that rat support. So here's what came out. So after I drilled everything out, this is what came out. These are the frame rails of the other car. So this is our driver's side one. So there's the frame rail, and this is the part that stays on the car. This is actually the frame rail. So now I have to do this same thing to that. I know I'm talking super fast, but I have to do it in an hour because he's gonna be here, and I gotta be in and out. So I'm gonna take this apart, work on it, then I'll clean up the welds on both, line it up, and he should be here by then. And I'm probably not gonna record him welding. But then at the end, when he leaves or when he's done, we'll start lining everything up, running the wiring, changing the plugs on the headlights, so on and so forth. So let's get right to it. Alright guys, so my uncle came, he welded it. I didn't record it. Actually, my camera died halfway through me removing the other rat support, but I did remove it. Here's I actually got a mess on the side of the driveway here. My mom's probably gonna kill me if she comes out. Yes, I still live with my mom. Alright, so here's the rat support that I took off. It was actually pretty easy, and actually I didn't weld all the way through it. I actually only welded some parts, so only drilled through some parts, but here's the other rat support welded in. So right now I'm just working on some lining up the headlights. This headlight won't line up perfectly for some reason, but I think I know why. But yeah, he welded all the holes basically where I took off the other, where I drilled through it, and I used these bumper support bolts to kind of hold it in place while he did that, and then he pinched, I don't know, all that welding stuff he did. So yeah, that's all done. So I'm gonna probably end the clip here, do all the lining up and installing all the parts, and then once I get the headlights in, I got some cool stuff for you guys. Here it is. So it's white fenders and then a maroon bumper with lip. So we're gonna be using these fenders. It's white, so make the car look all one color, aside from the hood, which is kind of going more to like my racer look. I don't know, carbon fiber-ish. So yeah, so right now we're gonna install the fenders and the hood, and then line up the bumper and possibly make the holes to drill it and actually get it to stay on this time. All right, so it's gonna be the next clip because running low battery, so I kind of want to get this all in before my battery dies. Hey guys, so we just finished lining up all the panels. It wasn't terrible. The headlight adjustment, we figured it out, so it made everything a lot faster, a lot easier as well. So first we put on the fenders, and the fenders kind of needed a little bit of adjustment, not too much. The passenger side lined up like almost perfectly. The driver's side is not like perfect, but it's close enough. I don't really have a reference of like the perfect line up. I mean, my brother's car is actually his car is probably the best one to go off of, so I'll look into that for the next time we're adjusting them. But so the fenders went on, little adjustment. The bumper went on. The bumper's fiberglass, it's like a rough mold, so it needed a little bit of adjustment, not a lot. I had to drill the holes to bolt them to the fenders, and I just zip tied them off to the headlights just to hold it off for now. It still needs some adjustment to get it to fit right, because the headlights right now are not fitting the best. But next time we address all this, we'll look into that and fix it. And lastly, the hood. So enough of me talking. Let's see what we got. All right, so let's look at the fenders. Actually, before we get into the fenders, like, look at the car. It's almost one color. I'm surprised the fender and the hood and the bumper match that great. But wow, the car is actually 95% one color. Like 6 shades of that one color, but it's still close to one color. So yeah, see the fenders. So the fenders, this is the passenger side. It look at that, it's almost seamless. So I'm not really happy with this here. However, it's not 100% perfect because of this here. It's like a 1/4 of an inch. I don't know if you guys can see that here, but it's like a 1/4 of an inch difference between this part of the arc and this one. It's supposed to be all one, continuous arc, but not a big deal. We'll fix that later. The hood is actually not bad. The reason why I look so far off is because the hinge or the lock mechanism of the hood, it's broken. It won't connect. And anyways, I said I was gonna go with like a quick release arrow latch, most likely. So next time we address this, we'll also do that. I'm not gonna be driving the car anytime soon, but I will put those on order, and next time we adjust the front end, we'll get to that. So the bumper's actually not terrible. So this here, it's a lot of stress on it, but I mean, I'm a little off here. Not bad. The headlights are really hazy, but for the most part, it's the hood lines up, I mean the bumper lines up decent for what it is, an aftermarket bumper. Alright, and then lastly, the driver's side. This fender's actually not that great, but yeah, so this, you know, on the other side we had a problem with the clearance here. This one's like a lot better, but for some reason there's like, I think this is more of a 1/4 of an inch. That's like an 1/8 of an inch over there, but this here is like a 1/4 of an inch gap, and I can't get it to close because right here, you know, there's no room left to move. So I mean that's what it's gonna be like for now. Maybe I'll move the other side to match this, maybe. I have the side marker, it's still on my old fenders, but yeah, I mean this side, the bumper and the hood aren't really seamless here. You know, it's like little movement, but we could also actually re-drill that and fix it. As for the radiator support, let's put up this prop. Okay, the radiator support looks phenomenal. I'm really happy. Big thank you to my uncle for coming out helping me. The hood is super dirty. I mean, the engine bay is super dirty. We got some like metal flakes here that like kind of stayed and has like rusting. This is absolutely filthy, so we'll take a look at that, clean that out, polish the mounts again, clean everything up before we move on to the next stage of this. So this is it for this video. So this video was just me. My brother was just busy with some things, so from here on out it'll be the both of us on every video unless something comes up and one of us has to take over. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Instagram for any heads up on what we're doing next, and you know, any chances of something else popping up. I don't know. So thank you guys, till next time.